Deception is an art form, a dance of perception, where what you see and hear is carefully curated to lead you away from the truth. It's not always about lying outright. It's about manipulating reality to serve an agenda. Let me walk you through the layers of deception, not to endorse it, but to expose it, so you never fall victim. Imagine someone telling you they couldn't attend a meeting because their mother was sick. They paint a vivid picture: hours spent in the hospital, doctors running tests, and sleepless nights. You feel sympathetic, maybe even guilty for questioning them. But what if the reality was far from that? They were at home watching Netflix, but the story they spun was so rich in detail that you never doubted it. That's fabrication. The most believable lies are wrapped in details that anchor them to something real. People rarely question what feels authentic, and that's how this technique works, by making the false indistinguishable from the truth. Then there's misdirection, where the goal isn't to convince you of a lie, but to shift your focus entirely. Let's say your boss asks why you missed a deadline. Instead of explaining, you respond with, "Did you hear about the major shakeup in the management team?" Suddenly the conversation pivots. Your boss forgets the original question as they dive into the juicy gossip you've planted. Misdirection is the magician's trick applied to life. It's not about hiding the truth. It's about drowning it in something more interesting. Information control takes a different approach. Instead of creating falsehoods or distracting you, it's about carefully curating what you know. It's about feeding you parts of the story that align with the manipulator's goals while withholding anything that could shift your perspective. Think of a coworker who tells you the numbers are down because the team has been struggling. What they don't say is that their poor leadership caused the struggle in the first place. By controlling the narrative, they control your perception, making you see what they want you to see. Concealment, on the other hand, thrives on silence. It's not lying, it's just not telling the whole story. Imagine being asked if you've completed your work. You reply, "I've focused on the most critical priorities today." Technically, it's true. You did focus on priorities, just not all of them. Concealment is about choosing your words carefully, saying enough to sound honest, while keeping key details out of sight. Silence can be as powerful as words when wielded with precision. The real artistry of deception lies in the performance. Acting skills turn a simple lie into an Oscar-worthy production. Suppose you forgot an anniversary and your partner confronts you. You look genuinely hurt, lower your voice and say, "I had something special planned, but a work emergency ruined everything. I feel terrible." You're not just telling a lie, you're embodying it. People trust what they see more than what they hear, and if your body language and tone align with your story, they'll believe it. Bluffing takes a different route, relying on confidence to create an illusion of power. Picture a negotiation where you claim, "Other clients are already lining up for this deal, but I wanted to give you the first opportunity because I respect your company." Whether or not those clients exist doesn't matter. What matters is how firmly and calmly you deliver the statement. Bluffing isn't about what you have, it's about what they think you have. A steady voice, a confident stance, and just enough ambiguity make the bluff believable. The real genius of deception is in combining these techniques. A fabricated story can be enhanced with misdirection, or a bluff can be sold with exceptional acting skills. The goal is to weave a web so intricate that the target doesn't even realize they're caught until it's too late. But here's the twist. The real power lies not in using these tactics, but in recognizing them. Deception thrives on ignorance, and by understanding its mechanisms, you strip it of its strength. Now that you know the tricks, the tools, and the motives, you're no longer an easy target. Knowledge is your shield, and awareness is your greatest defense. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and never let anyone manipulate you into seeing their version of the truth over your own.